All right. Well, listen, I've been itching to talk about this Bush decision on the stem cell thing because, you know, I was kind of rough on the president when he first got in office. I'll admit I threw a little temper tantrum. And then I gave him some space. This could be the night where it goes bad again. Because, you know, what's so galling to me about these Bushes is that they act like they're above politics. And this whole decision was painted like, oh, he went away for a long time and he studied, you know, he read something. He read a book. He reads. We're supposed to applaud that, you know. Okay. But this decision, may I just say, was so totally political. This was exactly what they hated Clinton for the guy who could find his way between the horns of a dilemma, who found the little middle landing strip where neither Michael J. Fox nor the Pope could kind of jump down his throat, but he didn't search his soul, he searched his hole. And he made a decision that really doesn't make anybody happy.
Yeah, brought fence riding to a real art form, didn't he? But
as good as Clinton ever did.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he necessarily read a whole book, though, Bill. I think it was more like somebody showed up with, like, you know, the Cliff Notes, like, and they had maybe a little nursery rhyme for him, like, DNA is okay, but I won't let insurance pay, something like that. And they like
sounds like you're moving to the right.
Little dolls and stuff, and I don't think that he actually read. I think they told him this is the thing that you can do to piss the least amount of people off.
He had a problem where the people wanted one thing. It was a voter popular thing to be for stem cell research, but he didn't want to alienate his base.
Right.
So he made a decision that really doesn't do anything for anybody. It was like Clinton's don't ask, don't tell. It didn't solve the problem. It solved his problem. It solved his political problem.
But now, let me ask this, because I did a lot of research into stem cell when I was pregnant with my twins, because I thought, well, this is something a lot of people are doing. It could save them from a disease later in life. But since they're identical twins, they could just donate to each other, so why pay the money, you know? But you can donate, and they will take for free, if you decide to donate to the stem cell research people, your umbilical, your placental material. I know this is gross, all you guys, but you can donate. Yes, you can donate all that stuff, and they'll take for free. So now what if, God forbid, you have a late pregnancy miscarriage, and you want to donate that material, that baby, whatever, to research? And, well, you know, if you're talking to Bill, you don't say baby unless you absolutely have to. But,
Yep.
Nothing against you, Bill. But why don't they just use that? I mean, why can't they sort of make arrangements to do it the way that...
Let me
let's get back to attacking Bush.
Well, I don't want you to attack Bush no more. I saw the show in the Mafia for a week. Now, George sent me here to tell you, shut up.
I didn't know you were Italian.
Well, I'm not. I'm like you. You know, mezza.
Okay.
Don't you think, Bill, that really the bottom line with you is that the prejudice is so deep that it's hard for you to make an objective decision when a decision has been made that it was objective?
Objective? Why do you think
because of your prejudice against the president. You know, you precluded your discussion by telling us, you know, how you felt in January.
Yeah, and
the feeling hasn't changed, has it?
Oh,
well, yes, it has.
But if Bush is completely against any kind of stem cell research on fetal matter, then you can't say, but these are okay, we grandfather this in. If you're truly against it, you have to say, I am against it, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself out of line, I don't care if I'm ever reelected.
No, you know what it's called? It's called compromise.
Ooh.
Okay, here's what it's called. We can't please...
So impressive.
You cannot please all of the people all the time.
That's true.
So I listen to what they say, and then a good leader makes a compromise.
But if he's saying it's totally wrong, you have to say it's wrong starting now. We will not do it anymore.
He didn't say it was totally wrong. He said we're going to go ahead and we're going to give you an opportunity to do this research, scientists.
No,
yes,
they're
he
not.
did.
No.
I read it. Bill, please.
It says...
Come on now, let's start reading. Let's have a reading class.
There aren't likely to be enough cells available under his narrow regulations.
Under his narrow. That's not what he said. That's what someone said that gave you those notes.
Well,
the president said, we'll start here.
This is the New York Times.
Well, the New York Times, wonderful.
Yeah,
like they're not anti-Bush. Give me a break, the New York Times.
They were more anti-Clinton, the New York Times.
Well, that's gone. Can we let Bill go?
But he's not gone. His methods live on in this president.
His $12 million book lives on. With his wife, that's $20 million.
Okay, but see...
He's rich. He won't even do your show.
Come to my show.
But what you all got so mad at Bill Clinton about, this is exactly what this guy is doing. He is out-Clintoning Clinton. This is a...
Well, that's your spin. You have to remember.
Not my spin.
Yes, it is. Look,
I'm not mad at Bill Clinton. I just want to be president and write a book.
Let's don't ruin the show by bringing in Clinton.
Let's
stick with Bush. Let's don't ruin the show by bringing in Clinton. Let's stick with Bush. That's where we are today. And the guy's got some character.
No, that's my point, is that he doesn't.
Oh, come on
The
now.
Bush is presenting...
Look, he is not politically correct. Look what he did concerning the tree huggers. He says, I don't want that treaty. Look what he did in terms of missile defense.
I notice you guys want to talk about everything but this stem cell stuff. Because you
I'm
really...
relating it to that. I'm relating this.
Oh.
You're saying that
Clinton was off the field, but trees are in this?
You got with the method of decision.
Okay, I'm sorry, Reverend Lou. What is your point there about the trees?
It was a simple point.
Yes.
The man did think this one through despite what you feel and think.
I just think he pushed it off until 3 years when somebody else gets elected. Then he won't have to deal with it anymore.
He did think it through. He thought it through politically. And what I object to is them sort of saying, no, this was a moral soul-searching.
It can't possibly be, because if it was moral, he would have said absolutely no more.
It was the most political
for?
decision possible.
What do you think they get paid for? To make him look bad?
Then don't call yourself Mr. Honor and Integrity. Just call yourself Mr.
The honor and integrity is there. You can't deny that.
I can't?
No.
Integrity, Reverend Lou, comes from the word integer, which means one, not two faces. This is having two faces and trying to smile.
I'm saying he has the same face when it came to the tree-hugging thing. Wasn't good for our thing.
He had the hell are we doing on trees, man?
We're not.
Do you think that really he has an opinion on his own anyway? I mean, he listens to whatever politic right now.
I got to hug an advertisement here. Which, there's a new AIDS morning after pill, and I think, Reverend, we know after what. This is originally developed for healthcare workers who were exposed to AIDS through a prick, a needle prick. But now, someone who thinks they've had unprotected sex can go down to their local, whatever, free clinic or something and get, it's not really a morning after, it's 28 days, but it's after the fact. And a lot of people are saying this is bad news because it will encourage people to drop their guard and pants, and basically, give them a false sense of security, whereas the others are saying, well, we should fight AIDS on both ends.
Well,
I throw this open to this group of homosexuals.
I'm the only homosexual here.
That's what you think.
Hey, it's always the ones you least expect.
But, I personally think that there's, like, to any story, there's two sides to this. I mean, on one hand, medical science is here to help people and to make people well. I mean, that's the point of any treatment, whether it's for cancer or for syphilis or, any other sexually transmitted disease, which there are several. On the other hand, though, I do think that there's a tremendous problem right now with a lax sensibility towards AIDS, and in my community, whatever the gay community, I sense that.
West Hollywood.
Yes, there we go. And it does raise it is a big moral dilemma in a lot of ways, and I'm for it. Excuse me.
Well, don't you think that the attitude already is a lot more lax than it was? Certainly, I remember the panic of the 80s when it was, oh my God, you step a foot out of your house, you got AIDS.
Right.
And it's certainly not like that now. I don't know that that's going to encourage any more people, any more than a morning after anti-pregnancy. They have the morning after abortion pill. I don't think that it's encouraging people who
the problem is that I don't think people really don't know the side effects of these drugs, and a lot of even
what are they saying the side effects are?
There are side effects. Yes, liver damage.
I ruined my liver in college. Right. That's gone.
I mean, maybe, you know, it's just, I think, you know, abstinence. I can't believe I'm agreeing with you.
Please,
Really?
Not
You're for
abstinence, but
They
no,
got the- they
I
got
don't mean
the
abstinence, but I mean, you know, having a boyfriend or, you know, using condoms should still be, you know, high on the agenda and careful.
Right.
Careful.
But there is.
But you can be as careful. I have a boyfriend and use condoms, and I've got 9-month-old twins.
Yeah, that's
so,
right.
you know, it doesn't always work.
Bill,
Really?
the bottom line issue here is that it's in medical science, they can't control behavior. And if behavior is out of order, then a pill isn't going to make that much difference, even with the setting of
What does out of order mean?
the behavior?
Yeah.
Well, you do a high-risk sexual behavior anyway, heterosexually or homosexually, you're going to have a major health problem.
But what about the woman who got
let me just finish, dear.
with the dentist?
Let me just finish. Let me finish. The point is this, is that when the body parts don't fit, you create a problem. And you create a health problem.
Don't fit?
Yes.
They fit.
No. Well, that's how you get AIDS. That's how you get AIDS. I mean, you know, you're going against the very... You're going about the very course of nature.
They don't get AIDS necessarily.
You're going against the very course of
You
nature.
ejaculate because of it. Well,
Listen.
You know what? I find myself actually agreeing with you both.
Yeah.
It is sort of against nature, but, you know, nature itself is against nature. I mean, it is...
Mowing your lawn is against nature.
Hey, but you don't die from mowing your lawn.
What about pesticides?
You don't die from mowing your lawn.
But Reverend Lou, you're still... But, I know, but by saying that, what you're basically saying is that homosexuality is disease and AIDS is the cure. That's really the bottom line there. You're saying you die from it, and that's sort of the way...
You die from high-risk sexual behavior.
But wait a minute. First of all, if you're talking about all homosexuality...
That's a word from the Center for Disease Control.
It wasn't until really recently that you died from homosexual behavior. It was really because of monkeys in Africa. And yes, you get it that way because you're more likely to break the skin by having sex through that passage, which you point out is a little tight. But to put a moral dimension on it, don't you think that's wrong?
What's wrong?
To put a moral dimension on just a different...
Absolutely not. Everything we do has a moral. I get out here and get in the car and run a stop sign. That is a moral implication.
But wait a minute, then let me...
go against nature.
But why is it immoral? Why? I can understand why hurting someone is immoral, but you really think...
Because it's in a behavioral category. It's not a genetic thing.
But what behavior is inherently immoral about having sex in the...
In a high-risk behavior?
In an area where, you know...
Because you can die from it.
In the gay
and
community.
And you can kill somebody else.
But wait a minute. What about... So let me go back to the point I made before. What about the woman who got it from the dentist who died?
What about women? She wasn't at fault. She wasn't... What about women who get it?
That's a rare representative.
It shouldn't be allowed to her? That pill should not be allowed to someone who discovers?
I got to take a commercial. We can come back to this.
Join us this week on Politically Incorrect when Bill's guest will include recording artist Usher, from American Pie 2, Shannon Elizabeth, NFL Hall of Famer Terry Bradshaw, and award-winning actor Joe...
Two members of Lil' Kim's rap group, Junior Mafia, were arrested for allegedly, get this, shooting a man for speaking too loudly on a cell phone. In their defense, these rappers were in a movie theater and the guy was talking so loudly they could barely hear themselves shouting at the screen. I kid. All right. Let me go back to this one question, because I've tried to get an answer to this for many years. It's like, I don't understand why you say behavior is immoral. Now, I understand why behavior that treats another person not like you'd like to treat yourself, the golden rule, why that would be immoral, why if you're rotten to somebody, if you killed them, if you robbed them, that's immoral. Why two people in the privacy of their own home having sex, why is that behavior that's immoral? Where is the moral dimension there?
Unless
Reverend?
they don't want something up their ass. Then that would be bad.
I think the point I was trying to make...
That would be beyond immoral.
Yeah.
That would be unbearable.
The point I was trying to make...
That's a prostate exam. Why is it immoral?
All right, the point I was trying to
Why
make
is it immoral?
Is that when you have the issue of AIDS, you don't have the issue of, like a virus, that's floating in the air
Why
where
is it
you get
immoral?
pneumonia from and you get a cold from. That virus
Hey,
comes
Reverend,
from...
if I wanted this kind of avoidance, I'd get a politician.
What?
Why is it immoral? Why is that the same as immoral?
You got to listen to what I have to say. And what I'm saying is that homosexuality is a behavior-based lifestyle.
You're not telling me why it's immoral. You're avoiding that
Why it's
question.
immoral?
Yes.
Because it can kill you.
Homosexuality can kill you?
By AIDS.
I'm stopping.
Great. Hi, how are you? I'm Lisa.
Want to go out on a date?
But actually, Reverend, driving can kill you, and driving is not immoral. Many things
But there are a very definite set of rules about driving.
Oh, but there are rules. So, like, protected homosexual sex is okay, then? Is that what you're saying?
Sex
No.
will
Wait a
kill
minute.
you. What
It
about
couldn't have started being immoral when people started dying from it. So you must have the attitude that it's always been immoral. So
Right.
why was it immoral before people started dying?
Rufus just made a... Wait.
Yes.
Rufus made a good point that you didn't hear. He said heterosexual sex can kill you.
Yes.
So...
But not like homosexual.
Or make you really sad.
If you got AIDS, man, it's going to kill you. Hear what I'm saying?
How do you get AIDS?
You
get it by doing it funky, brother.
women, I think.
I've been married for 44 years.
I've been
I
there.
don't have AIDS.
I've been there
People in
for
heterosexual
51 years.
Okay, wait a
And I don't have AIDS for one reason. It wasn't around in the 60s. Or I'd be dead, brother.
It was around.
Yes.
I'd be gone, my man.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
This guy got more...
You laid waste. Is that what you're saying?
No. I said I met women. I never met a woman I didn't like.
I love that about you.
This guy
Thank
got
you.
more tail
That's
than
what you
Robert
said
Goulet
earlier.
in the
Really?
60s. That's all I have to
I
say
want to hear
about
the stories.
But... Again, and I've been doing this show 8.5 years. I cannot get an answer to those two questions. Why is pot worse than liquor, and why is homosexual sex immoral?
Because it's against nature. And we have the laws of nature and the laws...
There's homosexuality in
of
nature.
God.
Do you know that, Reverend? There's homosexuality in nature. There are...
people said that, but I've never seen that replicated. I've never seen that presented. I've never seen that in terms of the National Academy
Wild Kingdom.
of Science.
It's pretty wild. It's wilder than you think. There's every sort of freaky thing in nature. There's homosexuality, there's
That's
divorce.
gobbledygook you picked up from some backhand of a comic book.
I never pick up gobbledygook. I'm heterosexual, but I'm telling you,
you don't have AIDS.
Nature is kinky. Nature is kinky. We have to take a commercial. Homosexual sex has been documented in 450 species. Almost all elephants have homosexual sex. Some never have heterosexual sex.
Was that written by a gay magazine?
Tomorrow, Joe
Who
Mantegna,
published that?
Gear, Bruce Valanche, Nadine Strasser, and Michael Steele.